Hi, children. We're going to read the story of Passover. The story of Passover. The story of Passover begins more than 3,000 years ago, when Jacob and his family settled in Egypt. Jacob was called Israel, and his family were called the children of Israel. They were also called Hebrews because of the language they spoke, Hebrew. Can you see the pictures well? Many years passed. Jacob and his children had died. To the Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, the children of Israel were outsiders, and these were the great-grandchildren of Jacob. The Pharaoh was afraid that one day the Hebrews would rebel. To control them, he made them slaves. He forced them to do hard work. Some were beaten, some were killed. The wise men of Egypt told the Pharaoh that one day a Hebrew boy would be born who would lead his people against Egypt. They couldn't tell him which boy it would be, so the Pharaoh decreed that every newborn Hebrew boy must be thrown into the river and drowned. Oh, the weeping and crying for the children. Precious, precious children. One boy was saved. At first, his mother hid him. Then, when he grew too big to hide, she placed him in a small basket. She put the basket in the river, and the baby's sister Miriam hid nearby to see what would happen. A princess, the Pharaoh's daughter, found the baby. She named him Moses and planned to raise him as her own child. Now let's see what that good big sister does. Miriam ran to the princess. "Should I get you someone to help you with the baby? To feed the baby?" "Yes," the princess said. Miriam brought the baby's mother. What a great idea. Moses was adopted by the princess, but he knew he was one of the children of Israel. See there? When Moses was a young man, he saw an Egyptian beating a slave. Moses attacked the Egyptian and killed him, and then he ran away. Oh no. He was trying to protect one of the Hebrew slaves. Moses settled far from Egypt. He married and he worked as a shepherd. One day while Moses was watching his sheep, he saw a burning bush. There were flames, but the bush wasn't burned up. "Moses, Moses," a voice called from the bush. "Yes, here I am." God spoke to Moses from the burning bush. He told Moses to lead the children of Israel out of Egypt. See Moses and his staff in the burning bush. Moses and his older brother Aaron went to the Pharaoh. They asked him, "Let the children of Israel go free." The Pharaoh refused. He forced the children of Israel to work even harder. Moses and Aaron warned him that if he didn't let the Hebrews go, the waters of Egypt would turn to blood. The Pharaoh refused, and the waters did turn to blood. That was the first plague to strike Egypt. Frogs covered the land. That was the second plague. A thick cloud of lice swarmed over Egypt. Ooh, frogs and lice. There would be 10 plagues. Oh no, look at all the plagues. Oh, Terrible, terrible. Painful boils broke out on the Egyptians. Huge hailstones mixed with fire fell onto the land also. A swarm of locusts attacked Egypt, and darkness came over the land in the middle of the day. Then came the 10th plague. One by one, the firstborn Egyptian sons died. The angel of death only visited the homes of the Egyptians. He passed over the homes of the children of Israel. God had the children of Israel paint the blood of an innocent lamb over their doors. See? And so the angel of death passed over the homes where the blood of the lamb was. The Pharaoh was frightened. He was a firstborn son. He called for Moses and Aaron. Leave now, he told them. Go quickly before we all die. The children of Israel left that very night. The next day, the Pharaoh had a change of heart. He and his army chased after the former slaves. The Pharaoh's soldiers had horses, and their chariots were getting closer and closer to the children of Israel. The Red Sea was in front of them. The soldiers were behind them. They seemed trapped. But God had a pillar of cloud and a fire to protect them. God told Moses, lift your staff and to spread his hands over the sea. Moses did, and the sea divided. The children of Israel walked through the sea on dry land. It was a miracle. It was a miracle. The Pharaoh's army followed them. Then, when the soldiers were in the midst of the sea, Moses raised his staff again. The waters flooded together. The Egyptians drowned, and the children of Israel were free, no longer slaves. On Passover, Jewish people all over the world celebrate their freedom from slavery and their beginnings as a great nation. This is a truly magnificent story of God's deliverance. And for the older children, there is a Seder dinner, which we celebrate to remember how God passed over the homes with the blood of the Passover lamb. It protected them, kept them safe. It showed their faith in God. All right, children, I love you. Let's do this. This means I love you. God bless all of you.